What's up, YouTube? This is Red Devilosa from Red Devilosa Reviews. I'm here again with my friend from the 301, Shaq. What's up, Shaq?
You know the vibes. We talk about this video game movie. You know what I'm saying?
So we are talking about Mortal Kombat 2021. Now, it's going to be in the title. I am a complete normie. I have no idea. I'm not well versed in the Mortal Kombat game and all that. I'm aware of it. I know about it. I know the 1995 movie that came out back then. But yeah, but
So
as Shaq, you know a bit
I
about it. So what do you think of
I
it?
know a bit about it because I've played and I've had games. I'm not against like it's not like one of my. It's a good franchise. It's not my favorite fighting game franchise, but I do know enough about it in order to understand. Like I did get some of the references because we're gonna talk about it later. But like the fatalities that they decided to do, like they didn't say
Yeah,
fatality because that's cool, but like I've definitely seen them. I've definitely done them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they also set up for the second movie if they decide to have a second movie.
yeah. So basically, the way that Mortal Kombat is set up's like a potential franchise, depending on how it does financially. Um, the actor who plays Sub Zero is signed for four more films, so that's just in case if they do make sequels. So yeah, just to let you guys know, this is a spoiler review for Mortal Kombat. If you want to check it out for yourself, please go ahead and do that before we go into the spoilers. So yeah, um, I've been seeing a lot of reviews about Mortal Kombat, and again, I don't really know that much about it, but like, I feel like people are being a bit too hard on the movie. Like, it's a fighting movie, it's a video game movie. I didn't expect too much. It's like Sonic for me. It's like I don't expect it to be like The Godfather or anything like that. I feel like people are being a bit too hard on it. I mean, I had a fun time watching the movie. Maybe there is a bit too many characters to go through, and I feel like it might be too short. Like it could have been maybe 30 minutes more. I guess like in terms of a film, I think I would say that. What do you think, Shaq?
Personally, there's only the only pacing issues I had, uh, to be honest, was towards the end when they actually did the fighting because a lot of the fights kind of seemed rushed. Like they were cool, but a lot of them seemed rushed. And then, for instance, so there's one issue, but when they were talking about Arcana abilities, right? And Kano, Jackson,
Cole,
Kano Jackson, what's his name?
Cole Young,
Cole. It took them a long time to get it, but then once
Sonya kills.
oh yeah, once Sonya Blade kills Kano, she just automatically gets like she runs to the fight or teleports to the fight wherever it happens, and she just automatically has it, and it's cool, right? But it's like
But we don't know what
we didn't
her
see that.
like what
Yeah,
gave her that Arcana basically. Yeah, like Cole Young. I think the biggest issue for a lot of people is Cole Young is a brand new character from the franchise. Um, he's basically like like his ancestor is Scorpion. So he's a completely random character. People were hoping for Johnny Cage instead, but that didn't happen.
yeah, because Johnny Cage is in the first one, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
But they so spoiler alert, they said and Raiden says we need to find more fighters. And then Cole Young was like a MMA fighter, so he's like, I'm not gonna do this. And he's all like, and then it's his gym asked him like, oh, where are you going? And he said Hollywood. And you see like because Johnny Cage,
A poster of him.
FYI, is like actor or whatever. Like
Yeah.
known
Yeah.
for the nut punch. He's like known to be like clever and sly and stuff like that. So
So they did tease a Johnny Cage for the future. I've seen a lot of fan casts for Ryan Reynolds to be Johnny Cage. I mean, I think that seems pretty cool. He's a good actor. Um, that'd be interesting. I guess
he
I don't know if they
definitely
could
fits.
pay
John,
for
John,
Ryan Reynolds though.
so he definitely fit. Like so let me say, Johnny Cage is kind of like an asshole. He's kind of like kind of comes off like I don't know if you've seen the Hitman's Bodyguard, but he comes off like Ryan Reynolds in the Hitman's Bodyguard. Like there's a reason. Like he's a stuntman or like an actor or some shit, and he's also like a martial artist. But why is your signature move the nut punch or something like that?
Sounds like
And
Deadpool. It's right in his alley, I
it
guess.
that's what's like it's like and like he does a split because he's athletic. He does a split and he goes like that and hits my like it's usually. If you don't know what we're talking about, you should look that movie up. It's called like the exploding nut punch or something like that. Like
Yeah. The only thing I guess is like I don't know if they have I don't know if they can pay Ryan Reynolds for that, but that seems like a good fit. Sounds just like him, to be honest.
yeah.
Um, I'd say like what I really enjoyed the Sub-Zero and well I guess he was Bihan and Scorpion at the beginning of the film, like where he hunts down and kills his family, except for the his other son that happens to be Cole Young, or not Cole Young, his daughter.
His daughter who gives
Yeah,
birth
yeah.
and then all stuff.
And
Yeah.
I really liked that encounter. They kept the details like Scorpion speaking Japanese and Bihan speaking Chinese. That was really cool. And the actor Hiroyuki Sanada for Scorpion, he was really good. And I wish there was more of Scorpion. He was really
So
really good.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back in the second one because I don't know what they're gonna do. So first of all, this will kind of show me off. So Sub Zero's name isn't Bihan, right?
Yeah,
Bihan
I heard
in,
that's a
in,
change.
in,
Yeah.
in Mortal Bihan in Mortal Kombat is Noob Saibot, who's like died and come back, and he's also bad, right? So if they decide, because at the end of Mortal Kombat, like they fight, if they decide that because I guess well, he said his soul was free because I guess Sub Zero died. But if they just like, but if we seen Shang Tsung take Noob or score Sub Zero's body. So maybe the next thing he becomes Noob Saibot instead, like because there's supposed to be two individual people. Like Sub Zero's not Bihan. Bihan is Noob Saibot, who is his brother. Like they're related. It's not like they're not like related at all. But it's like that's
Mm,
supposed to be his brother. So that's supposed to be a whole nother character. So maybe because Sub Zero like died right from the Hellfire, that
right.
he's going to be reborn as Noob Saibot. Because technically, I don't think Sub Zero died since when he fought Scorpion or Hanzo Hazashi
Bro,
centuries
when
ago,
he
right?
when he was like in Japanese, I came from hell to kill you. That was fire. Um,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, and it was. I just really liked. I liked their encounter. I wish there was more of these two, knowing more of their backstory and all that. They were really interesting. Hiroyuki is a fantastic actor. People would recognize him from Rush Hour 3. Um, yeah, and when we go through the film, Cole does get a lot of the
The
short end
Cole
of the
Young
stick.
actor, he wasn't terrible. People just
Like he
don't
was
like
he
he's
was
not an
pretty
original.
good.
They don't just like they don't like he's an original character. It's people issues people have. I don't have an issue with him not being an original.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know again, I'm going off of reviews that I've seen. Like some people were worried that he'll be the new Scorpion. I don't think they'd done that. The way that the film. I guess I didn't get that vibe. Did you? Like he was going to be the
So
new
the whole
Scorpion.
so the whole reason Scorpion exists is because the whole reason Scorpion exists, if I'm remembering from the original Mortal Kombat, is that Sub Zero killed him and his family centuries ago, and instead of when he died or when he was about to die, his rage was so great that he basically became like a Ghost Rider figure. So like he was praying. They say he was praying to the fire or hell that he could get revenge upon Sub Zero. So
Hmm.
that's why he's able to extinguish Hellfire. So Cole Young, if Cole Young hasn't died, he's not gonna be able to become Scorpion. It just is what it is. Like I don't understand when he has to die first, and he has to have enough rage. So that's what made Hanzo's thing is his rage was so great because he saw his family die. He thought his whole family like, and they added little daughter because he usually just has a son like Junbei. Like usually they both die, but he thought his entire family died. So that's why his
Oh,
rage
okay.
was so that what you call it when he died, what you call it I think it's like it's like the devil or like the netherworld in Mortal Kombat is I don't know if you Quan Chi. He's a kind of a bald dude. He's got red marks on his forehead. He's kind of like the Satan or whatever, or like the devil or something like that. So Quan Chi basically takes his soul, right? Because you know how like there's outer world, there's Earth realm, there's also netherworld. That's what happens when Sub Zero dies. Quan Chi then because that's the whole thing. Quan Chi is like Quan Chi and Shang Tsung are like equal levels of power. So like Quan Chi, because Quan Chi also divides power for schools, but Quan Chi doesn't let like skilled fighters die. If that makes sense.
Okay.
That's why if you see Mortal Kombat games, there's a lot of like from Sub Zero and then new Cybot like he'll bring a bunch of people back to life. He then controls them, right? Because that's usually how that works. But like yeah,
Okay. Because I kind of figured that Cole Young was meant to be like a point of view character,
yeah.
like as if we are in the Mortal Kombat universe, like as if like I think that's what they were going for. I might be wrong.
He
Don't quote
wasn't
me
a
on that.
bad character. He just
Yeah, yeah.
wasn't an original
Like
character.
I felt like he was like, like an original meaning like he's the point, like he's the eyes, like he's like the audience, like we are going through this Mortal Kombat world with him, kind of a thing. That's kind of the vibe I got from it, and I don't think he was bad or anything like that. I thought he was fine with what he was given. How do you feel about like some of these other characters like Sonya Blade, Kano, Jax?
So they're like that's another thing I don't understand people don't like. They're all done well. Like, they're all done based on like what they do. So like Sonya's like a badass fighter chick, right? We have Jax, who's like Jax like a real nigga, like I respect it. Kano's like a merc, like they all like act how they're supposed to act.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
especially like I especially like a lot of people. I especially like the Liu Kang, like that he's like the on not like in the fighting game. Yeah, I think he's one based off of Bruce Lee. Like it's like this. He's very that's very fire. Like they act how they're supposed to act.
and then Kung Lao as well.
Yeah. So that's another thing. So Kung Lao died. So again, there's a character in Mortal Kombat because Kung Lao dies, right? He dies in the actual game, and where Quan Chi, because again, Quan Chi does not let people. That's why I don't know if they're setting this up for the second one or they're gonna set up another tournament. But like, there's also like the Netherworld. That's where Scorpion was. So maybe they're setting it up to where like maybe because we saw like the issues. This is another thing they didn't go there, but like Liu Kang when he was talking about if we were supposed to die, we were supposed to die together in glory or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. Like, but we didn't really go in. Like he kind of just like gets over it. Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
takes his other.
I feel like it did need a little bit more time in the movie. It was only 1 hour 50 minutes. I was kind of surprised how short it was. But it is a fighting movie at the same time. I don't expect it to be super heavy in the plot. Like again,
So the thing
I'm
is,
not expecting
so
like
what
The
they had to do.
Godfather. But yeah.
So this so like for instance uh Mortal Kombat has a shit ton of plot, like in the actual games. It's like I don't know if you know, this is like 12 or 11 games, so they have a shit ton of plot, right? And like it's a connective story. It's like, but you can't do like you have to do like the first Mortal Kombat tournament, and then like that's it, or you have to do the first and like the second and the third and the fourth. If that makes sense, like you have to like have them all like
Yeah, yeah. Like
because
continual
the next
sequels.
the next big field after Shang Tsung it's Quan Chi, but Quan Chi only gets stronger if strong people die because he can then take their soul. You know how that makes sense. Like so, like you have to introduce more strong characters, have them die, and have him claim their souls or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah.
because
Um,
right now, if we're talking Quan Chi's roster, it's Kung Lao and it's what you call it Sub Zero, right? Or I don't think he takes Melina. I know Melina died. I know, and I don't think he takes Raiko. I don't even know who General Raiko is. Raiko's not a relevant character. Melina, what you call it? Melina is
Kano.
Kano is, but usually Kano doesn't die. I don't like usually Kano like Kano will come. Kano like that's another thing. Like Kano's supposed to be a mercenary. Like he's supposed to be a mercenary. So it's like he's supposed to like he's not supposed to work for Shang Tsung. They did it because he's like I guess he's a bad guy and like so they have plot, but like he's not supposed to do that. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Um, I've also seen like comparisons with Goro compared to the original versus this
Oh,
one.
so this is what I will say. So in the original one, we got more of Goro's like story. Like we see like and this one is like we Shang Tsung talked to Goro and like it didn't have a Shao Kahn, the Shao Kahn Prince or whatever. He looked good because of like animation. This is another issue I had like for animation and shit, but he didn't really do anything. Like outside of him going to fight Cole Young and then Cole Young instantly killing him, like the threat wasn't established. So if let me
Yeah,
explain. So in the earlier one, like I don't know if I remember this right, but they see Goro when they first get to Mortal Kombat. They see Goro kill like another miscellaneous combatant. Like we see his fatality. Like uh he's shared like his fatality. Basically, he puts two arms on his on somebody's legs and two arms on somebody's arms. He has four arms, and he rips them in half and like breaks their spine, right? And he did that in the original Mortal Kombat. They didn't really show all of it, but I like so we know like this threat is
He
established.
talks
He's one of
about
the
it, but he
strongest.
doesn't. He doesn't
Yeah,
actually do it.
he
Yeah.
doesn't. He doesn't like yeah. All we see from Goro, I don't know if this is because they didn't want to use all the CGI and shit, but all
Yeah.
we see
Yeah.
from Goro is Shang Tsung says when they're in the out they're in Outworld and they open the doors and Shang Tsung says, "Would it oh I am so gracious to have a Shao Kahn prince, somebody of your race or whatever," and then headline later when they just when they attack the champions, he just shows up like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he dies there. So it's like also Cole Young kills him there. So
Yeah, if I could speak on the CGI, there was some moments where you can really notice it. Like sometimes the blood looked pretty fake. Sometimes like Jax's arms, his new arms, they kind of look pretty plasticky as well. Like I feel like the CGI was probably pushed out, and it depends on how it does financially for this movie. I think it'll be better moving forward. It really depends on the money. I just don't think they had enough money to really like make it look realistic enough, if that makes sense. Um, well, what about Lord Raiden and Shang Tsung? If that's how you pronounce
Shang
it.
Tsung was good. Lord Raiden was cool, I guess. I like the thing is usually Raiden talks like they didn't really like outside of Raiden say you needed to train it and his banter with Shang Tsung, they didn't really we didn't really get a lot of his personality. Like I guess I know he's an elder god, and elder gods are not supposed to be like his protector, but it's like we got way more of Shang Tsung, which is fine. They weren't bad, they weren't amazing, so it's like I respect what they did with them. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
the fight, so the fighting like that has issue, but some of the wire work,
yeah. The
like
wire work
before Sonya,
that goes with the CGI as well, Yeah,
before Sonya even so you could lie and say Arcana gives you like special like physical attributes and physical abilities, right? But why before Sonya Blade did like a triple axle like spin type thing in the air? Like I know she's like a military female and like extremely athletic, but it's like this is still
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
no, you know, no, but like a lot of the fighting was like a lot of the fighting was good. I do like that, and
I yeah, I'd say the fighting, I think it's really good. Again, like you would see like the fake blood and the wire work would be a bit shoddy, but I think it's still
but
I still find myself enjoying it. Yeah,
and for I don't know think the effects on all the other characters like there's some characters where the effects were like OC, but the effects on the other characters were fire. Like Kung Lao's like like when he threw his hat and he teleported like that's like his whole thing, and like the his fatality was really I like what happened. This is when you're talking about the fake blood where it's called like I don't know what it's called, but it's like a bandsaw and he throws it in the floor and it spins and he runs you through
that,
it
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's like the blood
And
running
she
on
like
his face and then
shreds her in half. Like, yeah,
yeah
that,
that's like an actual like it's a fatality.
that
One of
was
my
really cool.
favorite one has to be when Jax is fighting Reiko and then this is also one of his fatalities, right? He's supposed to push your arms into your body and then clap your head, but they don't do that because that would have been OC. And he just clapped his head and he said, "Yeah, these motherfuckers work." Like that. That's like a little joke.
Yeah,
I respect
yeah.
it.
Um, also like they were able to add some of those lines. Like I felt like fatality or the something else.
Yeah.
It didn't seem it was like a bit corny, but like it didn't seem like out of. It seemed like
Another
it fit
another
well.
thing that they try to hide in there is right before you start Mortal Kombat the games, Kung Lao said you need to test your might. Like that's the whole thing where it's like a god that says test your might, and it like that's like a whole thing. And like but like Kung Lao doesn't really say it, but like or like say it in the game. But like I like that. I think that was cool. I did
Yeah,
I like the effects of a lot of the villains like Cabal.
Cabal. Yeah.
Like so his thing is all speed. So like that blue thing, I think it's called the Nomad Run, when he's like running really fast and he has like the twin hooks. Like Cabal is really good. I like Melina. They made her black. It doesn't really matter because I don't think she's human, but they like I think people I don't know if people have an issue with that, but they did make her black. So yeah. And then they ended up making what was it? Bringing a female. I didn't even know this character existed, but the hunter Nitara. Like
Natara,
she was
yeah.
just in the she was just in the movie and then she just died. Like we didn't know anything about her. I'm like, okay,
Right, right. Is she the one with the wings?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, yeah. And then there's another character, Melina.
Yeah, Melina's she's the one they made black. Usually she's not black. Usually
Okay,
she's
okay.
like Asian or white or
Is she
something.
the one with the
She's like pale.
mouth?
Yeah, that opens.
Okay, okay. Yeah, like some of the again, I don't really know the game too well. Like name to face, I don't have all of them down. Yeah, I thought
So
for like
we got to talk about the best fight. I'm sorry, but like
go
this is
ahead,
what
go ahead.
made the movie. Like the fights really made it, but like the best scene for me is definitely the last fight when Cole Young is when he sees his family and he unactivates Arcana. He's trying to fight Sub Zero, and Sub Zero is obviously too strong because
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like new age martial arts versus old age whatever. And then he tries to stab him with the kunai and he rips it, and then you hear Sub Zero or you hear
Scorpion.
then you hear Scorpion come out, and Scorpion basically defends him, and it's
I came
Scorpion and
from
Cole Young
hell
versus.
to kill you.
Yeah,
That was
that line is
fire.
amazing. Another thing, this kind of a pet peeve, but when he does the "get over here," it wasn't like it didn't sound right. It didn't. I don't
Yeah,
know if
I
you.
think he said it in
It did.
English. That was the only time he spoke in English. Yeah.
No, but he's supposed to because that's like a notorious line. Like "get
Oh,
over
okay.
here," because it's like,
Okay,
but like
okay.
it didn't sound like
Like the way he
it was
says it.
fire, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And then then you see
go ahead.
Sub Zero make the ice blade, and Hanzo has his katana from when he because actually I don't think it's katana. I think it's because he was a ninja, so he
It's
wasn't
a
a samurai.
kunai.
So
It's a kunai.
no, so he has a sword, right?
Oh, you
So
mean Sub Zero?
I think I don't know. It's like a sword. This is like another, but like Leonardo. You know how his swords
Like a
they're decently long, but they're not
yeah,
because
yeah.
remember I don't think because he was a ninja. I don't think it's a katana because if it's a katana, that would be
I think
like
katana is
a
like what Leo has.
long, yeah, like long, yeah.
It's
So
a long
I
sword or something. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So like when they were fighting and like he was doing his ninjutsu stuff and he had the kunai knife and he was like fight. They were like the sword fighting and then he threw the sword at him and then he used the kunai knife and grabbed it and it spun and then he caught like that. Like it was hard. Like that's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. I guess like
another.
go
Oh,
ahead.
this is another like
Yeah,
so we've seen. I don't know if maybe when what was it Sub Zero killed Hanzo's family, he like iced through their body, but like Cole's family were frozen for a long ass time, and they
they
come
were.
out and
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah.
they don't really explain that.
Right. That is true. Um, yeah, I didn't really think about that. That is a bit weird. Who is your favorite character? I guess.
It's got to be probably Scorpion. It's got like I was already kind of biased. I already liked Scorpion, but like even though he didn't have a lot like toward like that big opening scene with him killing the entire Lin
Yeah,
Kuei
yeah.
assassins outside of like he's tough, and then he was able to like this shows you how strong he is because like he was able to go almost go hand in hand. Like he was able to hurt Sub Zero, and that Sub Zero already had cryomancing, so like he was already.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, yeah. I really liked Scorpion. I thought Sub Zero was like kind of like a menace that to like like you can actually fear him. Like I didn't feel like they didn't nerf him in any sense of the word. Uh, I felt like Sub Zero was kind of someone like you'd feel like, oh shit, this guy's here. I don't know if we can handle him, kind of a thing. And I felt like they did that pretty well. Uh, Joe Taslim, I think he did a great job as Sub Zero. Hiroyuki Sanada did really well as Scorpion. I really like these two. As for like when we talk about the group of I guess the group of heroes, I guess I'd say Kano was really funny from time to time. I like Jax as well. I still wish there was a little bit more with Jax to go with, if that makes sense. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Jax is just supposed to be like, I don't know. I don't know. So I just looked it up about like the history of Scorpion and Sub Zero. Apparently, I don't know if they're gonna do this right, but apparently, I was talking about Quan Chi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, because this didn't make sense. Like, because like how they were able to sneak on, because like Hanzo Hazashi is Japanese and the other one are Chinese. Like I know like they're close in proximity, but this is still like centuries and centuries before like modern
Right.
transportation. So how they're able to sneak. So apparently it's Quan Chi who poses as Bihan and kills Scorpion's family. I don't know why. Like it's probably because I just read a little thing. So it's actually the like the guy from the Netherworld who sends Scorpion to basically on this thing to fight Sub Zero, like which I don't really understand because that's why like Scorpion has like that rage towards him for like generations or something like that.
So
I
like
don't
I
fully
guess like a
understand why.
manipulation kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I guess yeah, because like he killed his family and killed him, so he'd rage, and then so Sub Zero would give up his soul to him because he's such a good fighter. I also that's another reason why I'm also confused, like because at the beginning of the movie, because at the beginning of times, right before like there's all this like Mortal Kombat, why does Sub Zero have powers and Scorpion does? You know what I'm saying? Like we know why Scorpion gets his powers. We're like, well, how
Yeah.
did Sub Zero get his? If Sub Zero's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
on Earthrealm, and he like and like he attacks with his Lin Kuei clan, right? So it's not like he attacks with Shang Tsung at the time. But Shang Tsung can get powers. I understand that, but it's like, how did he master his cryomancy, like the ice shit, the ice manipulation before so things. So I just looked it up
Scorpion.
and it
Yeah.
happens to be so they might be setting that up. They might be setting that you know what I'm saying?
Kind of like his origin kind of a thing.
Yeah, so because the whole thing is like throughout the Mortal Kombat timeline, um like they're strong fighters, but it's like Sub Zero and Scorpion or Hanzo Hazashi, they're like at the top, right? So maybe it's like all a part of Quan Chi's plans to get them both under his control. He has them both die. I think that's what it might be because it's like, why else would you? I mean, obviously he could just be evil and he would just want them to see them to fight, but it's like, why would you set the rivalry up for generations? But
Yeah. Yeah. That is. I guess like for adaptation wise, I think it's easier for people to just assume that it is. Or did you say like the guy he disguised himself as Sub Zero?
yeah, he
Or
disguised himself as Sub Zero and then went after Hanzo's family and killed them and stuff like that.
interesting. They could
So what? That's what, like
maybe they
it
could
wasn't
retcon
an
that.
issue.
I'm not 100% sure. Like to make
I
it
mean,
fit.
the thing is, they don't have to. So
They
that
don't
they
have
could
to.
still say
So
that
yeah.
we could think um Sub Zero is actually Sub Zero until we figure out it's like Quan Chi. Like if they decide to break it down more, if you think about it, like if they were to make it, I guess they're just setting up for a second movie. So if they were to break this shit down, right? And
Yeah.
because I know Sub Zero is not going to die, he's too. They might make him into noob sidebot or
Plus
whatever, right?
they've already talked about more contracts in case of it
Yeah.
successful. So yeah.
So where else would you like? Because I know it's a fighting movie and we don't care about the plot, but if they just have another tournament, that's just gonna be ass. Like they're just gonna introduce more. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that movie's just bad, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe if they break down, because a lot of people had an issue, but they didn't break down a lot of Scorpion and Sub Zero's backstory. So maybe if they break that down and we see like the manipulation by Quan Chi and stuff and like their rivalries, like be fired. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can still have like the fighting and the gore and whatever, because that's like Mortal Kombat. But it's like you also need to have a good movie. You need to have a complete movie. So
Right. Yeah. So overall, I enjoyed the film. Again, being a normie, I don't really have too much to say about like the lore, how they did justice to the characters or anything like that. I'd like to thank Shaq for giving the knowledge for me and hopefully for you guys as well. Shaq, you have any
now,
final thoughts about the movie as a whole?
now, no, no, I'm saying I'm a little bit more than a normie because I have played the games. I'm not like I know a lot more about other video games that I like love. Like so, we were talking about Kingdom Hearts. Like just put that out there. Disney make a movie. I know like the entire storyline because I played like every single game. Like I do know more about Mortal Kombat, and if you saw the original one in 1995 and you like that one because it was like iconic or something like that, you'll definitely love this one because it's like it's not a from plot wise, story wise, acting wise. It's not like an amazing movie. It's a good movie. I think it's a good. People
I
don't
think it's
like it,
pretty it's decent. Yeah,
but
like
a lot of
I
reasons
enjoyed
why
myself. Yeah,
people don't like it are like adding a new character like Cole Young, and it's like I guess it breaks down whether you like the new character or not. That's I don't think it was an issue.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually liked that he was one of the only fighters that I guess it's kind of generic, but like he got his strength from his family and like his connection to them. Like that's how everybody else from when it was coming to get their Arcana outside of Sonya, we don't know how she got hers. It was like
right.
it was like kind of like a pride or a gusto thing, but like his was like I just want to protect my family or something like that. So
Yeah.
my other thing, if they had new characters, this is gonna be my wish list for the second one. Johnny Cage, as always. We want
Ryan Reynolds is
uh
cool. I'd take that, but
we want Reptile. They already had Slizoff, who's like a lizard, but there's an actual character called Reptile, who's like a ninja and also a reptilian hybrid and like breathes acid. It's kind of like that's the little invisible like thing, but like it's like he's more like cognizant. It's not like just a mindless creature. We want Smoke. For out there, Smoke is hard. Smoke is hard. He's also a bad kid, but Smoke is hard. We also need the ugly motherfucker Baraka. I don't know if you've seen Baraka. He's the guy that's like he has the claws here, and he does the spinning thing. We also need Baraka, and yeah, we just
so
more iconic characters.
yeah,
Mm,
you kind of touched it. Like if you wanted to do another video game, movie, TV show, you talked about Kingdom Hearts. I
yeah,
would probably do God of War. I think Kareem and I would probably have a disagreement on that because we both really love the game. But yeah, and yeah. So overall, those were our thoughts on Mortal Kombat. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the film. Do you think it was good? It was bad? Let me know. And Shaq, would you like to tell the audience what your channel is about?
yeah. We're doing 301 reacts or the 301. We're doing a reaction content to build an audience. We just reacted to like miscellaneous music videos. Clips. We reacted to a couple anime fights. It is what it is. Just look up 301 reacts if you want to see some of the reactions. But later on in the summer, we're gonna do live streaming content. Like we're gonna do a diss track. We're gonna do what is it? Water balloon dodgeball fight. Like it's a lot of interesting stuff that we're gonna like meet up. Do physical videos with the camera. Over the summer. So just be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be called the 301. That channel doesn't have any videos yet, but we got the plan to do them because we only want to have the greatest of quality for our fans. You know what I'm saying? So right now, look up 301
That's
reacts.
respectable. Yeah, yeah. If you're interested in any of those things, I'll put the link in the description down below. Subscribe to 301 Reacts. Um, be on the lookout for the 301, which we'll probably Shaq and I will probably talk again. We're going to talk again for the Invincible Amazon TV
Yeah.
series. So if you want to check that review out, subscribe to Red Devilosa Reviews
It
for
might be
that
one
content.
of the best. I will say, like I've seen a lot of hero shows. It's gory. It might be one of the best ones I've seen. Like just like and not even from like a story standpoint. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll save that discussion for next week. But yeah, if you're on the lookout for that, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more of that content.